Welcome, my Zentangle friends. This is day 8 of our Gratitangles. I'm real excited to be here with you. I know you're looking forward to a new tangle and more drawing adventures. So my name is Emmy and I am a CZT, which means I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. I'm grateful that you're here, and we all have a lot to be grateful for, I think, frequently. So I have a little bit of background for you. This pattern is called Onamato, and Anamato maybe? I'm never sure about that. Anyway, I've done it 2 different ways because I really think it's cool to do it. There's lots more ways too once you get going on this pattern. I find it lends itself to jewels. So this is something that I did with this a long time ago when jewels were very popular then. And I worked in Prisma pencils to get the light and the dark, and I ran upstairs and grabbed all of my old costume jewelry that I had from my mother and my grandma, and I decided I would design different things, and this is actually based on a brooch from my grandma. So without further ado, let's get to Anamato. My phrase of the day is, the happiest people make the best of everything. I find that to be so true. People are just, they're grateful to you if you smile at them. They're grateful to you if they're kind. We all feel that way. Not they, it's us. We're grateful and we are trying our best. Alrighty, so now let's get going on Anamato. My 01 pen is just fine, but any pen you have and any paper you have is also just fine. I'm going to make a long, it doesn't have to be straight, but it can be, a long stick. And I'm going to make a wide enough stick next to it so that I can put those little perfs inside, because that is part of Anamato's charm. Creating a space here, I'm going to do another one, another long stick, bit of a curve to it. Doesn't have to match the other. And then next to this, again, an aura line that's a little bit wider. In this way, I'm going to turn my work. This is very much like perk, P-U-R-K, which is also a Zentangle pattern. What I'm going to do is start here, and I'm going to go all the way around with a big orb. Different than perk, we don't squeeze the orbs in though. I'm going to leave a little space between, and probably still a little bit tight there, but not squeezing like we do with other patterns sometimes. Sometimes you'll hear me say squeeze them together. I'm going to do another one exactly like these on the other side. I could have done them in a row. Please know that that is very good too. Very in keeping with the pattern, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to study patterns. Okay, so typically what I have seen is a black perf top and bottom. I'm going to darken these in just a minute. I'm going to do another one here. And this can go on and on like some of the bracelets that you've seen. I'm going to darken it except for a tiny, tiny bit of light. Just the tiniest. It doesn't have to be on the same side, but it makes sense that it might be for you. And here's another one. And like my sample, this could go on and on and on like a bracelet or whatever. And then I've also seen in drawings that Rick and Maria have done, doing small perfs, filling this right up. And these I have noticed are very tight. You see I'm darkening between them? It doesn't always need it, and it's kind of easy to just keep your pen going right there, see? Just on the job. Some of them I don't feel need it. And one more. A little bit of darkening. So let's make one that's round, like this egg-shaped one that I made. And you can certainly use a pattern if you like, but free form is just fine. So make an orb like that, just free form. And you could make any shape actually. So I'm going to come here with a curved line. And then my pattern is going to more or less replicate what I had over here. A second aura curved line. Come down here and leave a wide space here as much as you can. Put a curved line and another so that I can fit those perfs in there. Add your orbs. This time, the fact that it's round means we're going to go round the corner. Maybe, not on that one. This one is going to have a partial here, like that. It's got kind of a big head, but I want to put that pattern in there, which is also a Zentangle pattern. Let's come along here, add our perfs. It's your opportunity to meditate. This is very simple, sweet pattern. Short and sweet, like I like to say, and I think that many of you are embracing that idea too. These are very small. That's okay. I like that. So the pattern is not quite finished until we put this tiny little smile in here in pen. Tiny little smile. And I'm going to put a little shading on, but I really don't need to. That's so cute. Let's put in here, and then I want to do those two. Is like this, a stick down, a space, and a stick up. Then I'm going to go this direction, and it's easiest for me to go like that, off, and leave that hollow space in the middle, and like that. This pattern is called In case you should look it up, because it is a very fun pattern. Now I'm going to put some small ones, whiskers I almost call them, here and here. And you could easily put more whiskers in if you like. That's also part of the pattern. And then I'm going to take a moment, since I'm on this same sheet, and do my little tiny bit of a smile here. And shade. So grab your pencil, very much working on the side with my pencil, because I want this to be a graphite tool, not a pencil tool, okay? Very much on the side, and I have enough area here that I can add graphite just to the bottom corner of each of these. I can also, if I have room, I can add a little bit in here. Won't even be enough room for me to smudge, I don't think. It'll get all over the place on this particular pattern, and that won't be right. Graphite is a wonderful thing, but it needs to be contained. Okay, grab your blender stump. Push that shade out. See how I'm letting it radiate up, radiate back around? Push it around. Little bit of rolling action spreads it out nice too. Like a little, you see me making a circular motion. I'm not even going to try to get any in those. They're just too small. I need a little more shading here. I'm going to put it on this pattern, especially paying attention to those bigger ones. And then like we did before, I'm going to shade here. And this big shape, I want this to have graphite on the inside all the way around. You see how I'm pushing my pencil in? Because I want this line, see, I don't want that big space like I just created there. And the closer I get to this with my pencil, the more it's gonna indicate and be able to be pushed out. Great. So the next thing is I'm gonna smudge. I'm gonna smudge around and soften that line. If that line is still too dark, I may have to go over it again. But that's what's going to give this shape that round look. Push. Seems to me that's just the perfect amount. So let's get started. I don't even feel like I need my candy here. I am going to do this on one of the small ones here. Oops, let me get my stuff out of the way. And let's do Anamato. And I want Anamata. I want this to be big. So, and I can change directions maybe a little bit because that's always fun. I'm going to make kind of a deep curve. And then an aura curve. I'm going to do another one, a big wide space and another big curve. And a second one. Get my work in front of me a little more. Put my giant orbs in. So meditational. And I have a half a orb there. Very fun. You know, this time I feel like finishing that little smile right now. So cute. I'm going to put those black perfs in. I have a little tiny light left in there, not much. Just a little tiny light. No room for that one there, so we'll just go right to here. And then the row of perfs here. And your pen can darken them as you go. Like, see, I can just take that back just a little tiny bit. Some of them don't even seem like they need it. And this row too, it's very small. One of my smaller ones. Darkening is always my friend with my pen. I don't know if you're using a PN or a 01 or whatever pen size you're using. Any of them are just fine. And then I have room to put that ah pattern in here too. And I like it so well that I'm going to do it here too. Now, I bet this makes you think of Christmas, because this would be the sweetest Christmas ornament, wouldn't it? Maybe if you put a little top up there instead of what we have going on, just this is purely round. Let's get some shading on here. Grab your pencil. Shade on this one side. I'm following the line. I'm also going to follow this. And then I want this to accentuate the roundness. You see, I'm pushing in with my pencil. Ooh, just enjoy the process. It is so special to be together. Not to feel rushed, just to have your own little bit of me time. Boy, is that something to be grateful for, huh? Okay. Time to grab your blender stump. And let's push this around. Push that shade. I love Anamato. How sweet. This has been really fun, everybody. I hope you've liked this. Tomorrow is going to be fun. They all are, actually, aren't they? Thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.